Alright, now it is time to get to the rest of our supports. And by the way, just to point this out, well, I said that the SB rank with Edelgard is also blocked. I don't know about Linhart, but we will get back to the others. Who do we got? I guess we'll start with Hubert and kind of go down.
With this idea, I may be able to get the one up on Edelgard.
Even with Hubert's support.
This again.
Hubert! I wish you would not sneak up on me like that.
I was actually wondering what Hubert would think of Ferdinand.
Maybe you would be more perceptive if your mind were less burdened by sedition.
Would you call it sedition, though?
Sedition? Absurd. This is an important project.
I mean, I don't think rivalry should be compared to sedition.
Yes, I heard. A new way to prove how superior you are to Lady Edelgard.
But in that case, phrasing it that way does kind of... it's debatable.
She is not your rival, Ferdinand. She is above you.
See that? No.
A noble like you ought to know his place.
No, like Hubert has a... You know what? Now I can say some stuff about Hubert, but I'm not going to at this moment.
Anything is better than being a noble like you. Every time you open your mouth, it's Lady Edelgard this or Lady Edelgard that. Do you ever think for yourself?
Like, I understand, appreciating, your ruler. That's always... it's cool to have be under somebody you believe in, but...
You follow her around like a pet. You spend all of your time fretting over her, and yet you never truly express an opinion of your own.
And then there's also probably the way he was grown up. Like, again, before Edelgard was born, he was probably told he has to look after her. So, in that sense, he was, would you say, brainwashed? I mean, I don't like using the word brainwashed because he was taught to look after her. That was drilled into his brain. I'm pretty sure that's how it is in other cases.
Before you reprimand me, take a moment to consider your own failings.
Your nonsense is tiresome, so I hope this will be the last time I have to remind you. Lady Edelgard is the Imperial Princess. You are merely the Prime Minister's son.
Yes, I understand that. But my duty is to guide her, to give frank advice when she is on the wrong course of action.
Now that sounds more level-headed, Ferdinand. And I actually think that should be Hubert's, if Hubert is just her yes man, he's useless. He has to be able to correct her if she's going off the wrong path.
That is what I strive to do, always.
But Ferdinand, you do have the competitive streak. Come on now.
Thus my devotion to surpass Edelgard, so that if she needs guidance, I will be prepared to give it.
Really? I mean, I half believe that.
If you think it is tiresome to have a mind of your own, you will never be much of an advisor.
But I agree on that completely.
Does the river of filth pouring out of your mouth ever stop flowing?
He's speaking facts, at least that last part.
Your obsession with all things superficial is disgusting. It's no use. You're hopeless. I'll take my leave.
I have nothing more to say to you. Get out of here.
No. If it isn't obvious, I was currently on Ferdinand's side in that conflict. Yeah, this will complete Hubert's C ranks. Interesting, he has more at Bernadetta than Edelgard. Oh, don't throw your voice out, Caspar.
I'm not finished with you. I am Caspar!
Alright.
What's going on, Hubert? You need something?
I watched you training earlier. Pitiful display.
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean?
How he's yelling?
You yell before every move.
That is true.
I know. I do it on purpose. It's how I get fired up. Was that a problem for you? You scared?
No, I think he's trying to say you should be more quiet, if you can alert your enemy to your presence,
Stupid habit. If you value your life, you'll break it.
What are you talking about? It sounds like you might have a problem with me.
No, actually, I think quite the opposite.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Well, I mean, not. Oh, yeah, I didn't read that right. What I meant was, I didn't say that right. What I meant was that he cares about Caspar, so therefore he's trying to have, or maybe I'm giving him too much credit. I promise you, if he says you'll be a problem to Lady Edelgard if you're this way.
If it was only your own idiotic life at stake, I wouldn't bother saying anything.
Here we go.
But it's not.
Oh.
Your foolishness hurts everyone.
Okay. Well, that's better.
Ooh, you sure do love to hear yourself talk.
Suppose you were to shout on the battlefield as you did in your training today.
Then other people might look his way.
It is very likely the enemy could anticipate your next move based on your insipid blather.
I mean, I said that before.
And what if your allies are startled by your outburst?
There we go.
And fumble with their weapons as a result?
Yeah?
This is not to mention the obvious fact that you would utterly botch any covert operation.
Yeah. And if you think about it, he will be a commander as well. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, when I point out the whole Lysithea being one of my top generals, I forgot what's on their shoulder pads, what that's called. But that generally, no pun intended, means some sort of form of authority. And I noticed that just the nobles have that. So, wait, actually, is Caspar wearing it right now?
You really think I'm that stupid?
No, he's not. Though he is a second son, and he doesn't have a crest. Still, though, it's more the fact of that they're in leader attire, even if they are students. It's kind of like a combination of a school uniform and military attire. So, I like it. No, I'm, 2 years in playing this game, and I'm just now making that observation. Anyways, point is that Caspar will be leading his own team into battle. So if he shouts, then it's gonna startle his own soldiers. There we go.
I only shout when it's completely necessary. I don't do it all the time.
Whatever habits you develop in training, you will reproduce on the battlefield.
Yeah,
Combat is tense and frantic.
very true.
You will default to your training whether you mean to or not.
All right, on this conversation, I'm actually with Hubert.
Hey, why don't you just shut up about it? I can control myself.
All right. Should I go to Bernie or Dorothea? Let's go to Dorothea first.
Completely unreasonable. How will I see to this?
What, talking to her?
Hubie, what are you doing here?
Hubie? No, I never said that. I never said that.
A routine matter. No cause for concern.
Ah, so it's something to do with 80 then.
So it's definitely confirmed. She has a nickname for everyone. I need to see what her other supports were.
And
She really is all you ever think about, isn't she? Look, I know you're doing all this so that she'll like you, but if you go too far, she'll end up pushing you away. Maybe even hate you.
Nah, I don't see that happening. After their C rank, they're literally bound by blood.
this has nothing to do with swaying Lady Edelgard's sentiments. I am simply her humble servant. I do what is in her best interest. Whether she cares for me or not is irrelevant.
It really doesn't look that way to me. I bet you'd follow any order 80 gave if you thought it would make her like you. Am I right?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Any order? What a thing to suggest. But the answer is no. I will decline any directive that I deem would not be beneficial to her.
Okay, we got an answer.
Is that right? So, just for example, if 80 commanded you to find yourself a suitable wife, would you do it?
How does that have anything to do with her?
If it would benefit her in some way for me to marry, then yes, I would marry.
It's easy to say that now, with no bridal party in sight. But if it was the day of the wedding? Nah, I don't believe that.
I don't care what you believe. My only wish is to see Lady Edelgard fulfill her ambitions. All other matters pale in comparison.
I believe him.
Hubie, pale in comparison.
That's an interesting look.
You've seen too many operas. I don't think you understand how the world works. At all.
Well, it goes back to, I was just having that conversation 2 episodes ago about reality. You know, certain people's reality are different than others.
And I don't care what you think either.
I mean, after all, they're planning on changing the world. It's understandable if he has a slightly different mindset when it comes to that.
I would make any sacrifice to support Lady Edelgard. It's a shame you've never experienced such devotion.
You're right. I don't have anyone like that right now. But maybe someday I will.
Then maybe someday you'll understand. Until then, we will never see eye to eye. Now, if you will excuse me, I have much to do.
Hubie, I don't get you. Although I do find your point of view just fascinating.
It's interesting that, that Dorothy is the only commoner in the Black Eagle house, so that conversation is interesting. He has one with Shamir. I have to remember that. You know what? And he'll probably get along with Shamir. She doesn't. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'll have anything to worry about with that. Now to Bernie.
Hubert?
Yes?
I wanted to thank you.
What's with the look? I mean, obviously I can understand she's scared.
For the other day, you know, when I fainted. Thank you for carrying me back to my room.
It's quite brave of her to do this.
That was nothing. It saved me effort in the long run. Leaving you there would have just caused even more trouble.
I guess that's true. Well, thanks. There, I said it, and now I'm going.
Is this why you've been circling me like a vulture for the last several hours?
Well,
Vulture's a bit... Well, yes.
you know, it would be interesting if each one of them had like a bird name or bird code name, and hers would be Vulture.
Yet you would have fled if I'd approached. It seems you will avoid me at almost any cost.
Well, that's...
You don't need to say it. I know. I'm frightening.
To her, yes. To me,
I'm told so often.
Please don't laugh like that.
okay, we can't skip that.
I'm told so often.
Oh, nah.
Apologies. I will be mindful not to laugh in your presence from now on.
The grin of death itself. Terrifying.
You know, just thinking about it, is it fair to say that being around such, like, I felt like the most terrifying people are also located in the Black Eagle house. Is that fair to say? The only other people I could think that are comparable would be Dimitri. Of course, that's post time skip, or, you know, in late pre-time skip. I don't think he would show the side to Bernie at all before Edelgard does her reveal. After that, yeah, I don't really see any intimidating people in the Golden Deer at all. So, yeah, I think that's fair to say.
You think so?
Oh no, now you're angry too.
Because I'm saying they don't help her personality at all.
Hardly. I'm sorry to have frightened you.
No, you're not. It's a trick. You're lulling me into a false sense of security. I can't stand it.
She's a lost cause.
I honestly can't blame her for thinking that about Hubert. I mean, the dude is sus. Came to me. I was just minding my own business. Right? We didn't have to start off our conversation with beef. He could have just said, I sincerely hope you support Lady Edelgard from this point on. Instead, he said, yo, you step out of line, it's over. And I'm like, okay. But then again, he expressed Edelgard's fascination with me, which is something else I want to bring up, but at a later time. Well, for now, looks like Dorothea has most of the others. Except for Ferdinand. So, I didn't want to do it in this order. So, we won't. Let's do... I heard Dorothea and Petra were good friends. So, let's see.
Petra, how are you doing?
What?
Getting used to life here?
No nickname!
I am settled. Everyone shows great kindness.
Well, that could be a good thing. Wait, didn't you call Yuri Yurikins? I'm pretty sure.
I'm glad to hear it. I was so surprised when you first arrived. A princess all the way from Brigid.
You have my gratitude. But please do not call me princess. You are making my cheeks blush.
There's nothing to blush about. You're every little girl's dream of what a princess should be.
Really? What you trying to say? I mean, you have a princess as your house leader.
Anyhow, I suppose it's been a long time since you've been back to Brigid, hasn't it? I hope you aren't homesick. Maybe we can cook one of your favorite dishes from back home.
Just how long?
I do wish for that. But there is no possibility. The ingredients are not found here.
I suppose you're right. That's probably why they don't cook the food of Brigid in the dining hall. I'm sorry. I just got to thinking about how hard it must be to live somewhere so far away from home and... No, it can't be impossible. I'll fix you a real meal of Brigid. I'll just find a recipe and similar ingredients.
That might be expensive to do.
Wait, Dorothea. It is the thinking that counts. But your cooking is... What is that?
Oh!
Horrendous. That is what everyone is saying anyway.
Wow. I mean, I understand part of this is because she doesn't know the language, so she wouldn't know how to be subtle. But wow. Yeah.
Horrendous? Nobody's cooking can be that bad.
I'm pretty sure I knew that. Because I remember mentioning that Dorothea couldn't cook. Was it in Yuri's support?
The thinking is enough for me. You have my biggest gratitude.
Fine, I'll do something instead of cooking for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, that is something I will say. Yeah, it's a thought that counts. Don't worry about it.
I just want to be sure that you feel at home here.
I will not be the type to scarf something down and tell you it's delicious when actually there's something horribly wrong with it, alright? I'm reminded of something that happened in Persona 4.
How about a massage? That may help you loosen up.
That sounds like a good idea.
I have no problems. My body is already able to relax.
And that's good too.
Oh? Then perhaps I could sing you lullabies to help you sleep.
I understand there's an age difference between the two of you, but...
I'm not having sleeping trouble.
Just know that you never have to worry about putting me out. I like helping my friends. Well then, I must be going, but remember my offer.
Dorothea is filling my heart full.
Yeah, that was nothing but... what's a good way of putting it? Nothing but kindness? Nothing but... It was good feelings, good vibes all around. I like that. Let's go to Linhart next.
I do believe a nap is in order.
In the same place? I guess he does come here often.
This is lovely. Just feel that breeze.
Does Dorothea, though?
Dorothea, whatever are you doing here?
It doesn't seem like it.
I was thinking of relaxing here, but it looks as if someone else is lounging in my spot already.
Really?
Taking a nap in public like this? Really, Lynn. The nobles look down on such behavior.
Hold up. Before we continue anything else, there's already a Lynn in Fire Emblem. And that is... Well, apparently she was originally the most popular... Yeah, the most popular female Fire Emblem character. Second was Lucina. 2 elves. After Edelgard's introduction, I hate to say it, but I think she might have surpassed Lynn. It's inevitable with the difference in technology and other stuff. Nevertheless, Lynn is a legend. I like Linhardt, but that's quite a nickname to have. Well, to be fair, her full name is Lindis, and it's spelled differently, but
You do know I am of noble birth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. You never do act very noble, though.
Why
is that?
Hold up, I forgot my initial train of thought. So there's 80, the one for Hubert, Burn, Ferdy, Lynn. Who am I forgetting? I don't think she calls Caspar by a nickname either. So it's Caspar and then Petra. Those are the only two. And then there's Yurikins.
Each person must follow their own way. This is how I prefer to live.
And Ingrid, she didn't have one for her either. Which was interesting, because I am pretty sure if Ingrid gave her the chance, she would have put a ring on it.
Even if some of the more pretentious nobles like to poke fun at my ways.
Because they had a support, which is very interesting, but...
Doesn't that bother you? I mean, really? It doesn't hurt your pride or anything?
I don't think Linhardt has much of that.
What use is pride?
Yeah.
It doesn't feed nor clothe you. It offers no warmth on a cold night.
I respect that mentality.
First time I've heard a noble say something like that.
Well, most nobles are... oh, what is the polite way to say it? Fools. Yes, they are fools.
Mm-hmm.
As for myself...
Yes, that's the perfect, most polite way to say it, Linhardt. And obviously I know you know that. I know he's being funny.
My father is the Minister of Domestic Affairs, and he has pride enough for the both of us.
That's fair.
For example, did you know he and the Minister of Military Affairs cannot get along, although they value each other greatly?
I never would have guessed based off your previous conversation with Caspar.
His pride gets in the way, so he can't make amends. That is why there is discord between civil ministers and military officers in the Empire.
By the way, I was being sarcastic if no one could tell.
And so pride serves no good purpose in politics either. So tell me, what use is it?
Well, I'll get back to you on that one.
I wonder if bad blood between civil and military leaders is somewhat unavoidable.
I think it could be avoided if both knew more about the other.
The Minister of Domestic Affairs is in charge of all civil officials, so if they just give in easily, their subordinates would lose respect, right? I get the feeling that if your pride isn't equal to the responsibility you bear, then you aren't fit to lead.
Not bad, Dorothea. Not bad. Because people do want... I'm gonna think about that.
Also, I happen to think pride can be quite charming.
Really?
And how necessary is charm? It just gets in the way of living your life.
No comment on that.
If you lack charm, nobody will give you a second glance.
Right, which means more time for napping.
Lynn, you can't really believe what you're saying, can you?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm also realizing that it seems like Dorothea is not meant... You know? I'm just now thinking about something. Oh right, she had a support with Sylvain. Yeah, hers with Felix. Felix like go... Yeah, I think Felix is the exact example I was thinking of. Dorothea doesn't seem like she was meant for this life. If that makes sense. Like, I could easily see Dorothea just, having a peaceful life. Not having to even be in war at all. There's a whole quote she said when she had to take out somebody in the Red Canyon. There we go. And after I thought about it, I realized it didn't make as much sense as I first thought. Because Dorothea is... I mean, you would think... just by the uniforms alone, that them taking out a unit or killing somebody for the first time would be a part of the course, because to be honest, they'll need to do it eventually, and I think it would be better to do it in a somewhat controlled environment than out there on their first day in battle. So, and you would obviously think that would be broadcasted as part of the church's curriculum. So it wouldn't make sense for Dorothea to not expect that necessarily. At least that's what I'm thinking. And to further emphasize that, she's not even a noble. So she could avoid this place entirely, but she chose to come here. So just, it's interesting. And seeing her supports with some of the others, it kind of highlights that. But alright, Edelgard.
Hey, 80. Uh-oh, you're scowling again. You're going to get wrinkles all over that cute face of yours if you don't smile more.
Like, call me crazy, but I do not think that's a concern of Edelgard's at the moment.
Hello, Dorothea. I was just lost in thought. There are so many things to be done. To think of them makes my head ache sometimes.
Yes, of course. So much to be done. So much to be done.
So many nobles of the Empire are utterly useless. When I am Emperor, I intend to appoint only those who can actually be useful. It doesn't matter if they're of noble or common birth.
Really? Then I would think that they would be an Inbar then.
Noble or common, eh? Can you really do that?
She can if she destroys the world order.
I mean, not that I don't agree. I'd make all those nobles vanish if I could.
Careful what you wish for, Dorothea.
It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right. The nobility system has only been around for 1,200 years. The concept didn't exist before that.
So it was at least a millennia. Then why? I have to reassure or check myself on Rhea's age.
Only 1,200 years, huh? You always say such preposterous and extraordinary things, 80. Yet somehow you actually make it work for you. It's like you're a character from an opera.
That would fit.
A character from an opera. If an opera is made about my life someday, I wonder how I'll be portrayed.
It depends on if you win or not. That's honestly the truth. The victors write history.
The revolutionary who guided the Empire to a new dawn, or the foolish ruler who took her revolution too far?
That brings me to another point on if... You know, for all the stuff that's said about Sothis, fact of the matter is, Bias/Blake chooses the way Fulton goes. Literally, from the moment you get to this academy, you have control of not just the three nobles in charge of the future of Fulton, but also their court, basically. All the other nobles who they will be relying on, well, most of them, you know, like the important ones. You train them, you consider if, like, you control if they live or die, and by following said leader and supporting them through their goal, you ensure that their vision is the one that comes true. So, I just think that's interesting.
Well, that all sounds pretty violent. But either way, it would make an incredible opera. Do you figure it'd be a grand action piece full of combat and strife? Or would you prefer a somber political drama?
Question of the day?
Hail the mighty Edelgard.
Whoa!
The red blood stains her story.
She can... Well, her VA can sing. I had no idea. Why'd you have to go there, Dorothea?
Heavy as her crown may be, she will lead a soul to glory.
Wow.
To a brighter dawn we shall carry on.
Wow.
Hail Edelgard.
Nah, that was talent. Shoot. I tended to make this as, you know, why I'm glad the games are fully voiced now, part 2. If this was just me reading text, I never would have gotten the same amount of emotion as I just did. Props to her. Because now I actually do believe Dorothea is exactly who she says. If you compare it to Annette's Creepity Creep song, that is wow.
That's quite enough, Dorothea. I'm starting to feel more than a little embarrassed.
Huh.
Lovely as your voice is, let's just hope that any operatic productions about me are still a ways off.
Well, in order for them to start, I think you would have to ascend. So that had a... Well, we'll keep it to myself for now. Alright. So now... Wait a minute. Yeah, now... I just want to point this out. Somehow, Petra's C rank. Petra's C rank is the last one I got. How the heck did that happen? Either way, I've already seen it, but you know.
Professor, I am not understanding where the meaning is here. When and how is this expression used? I fell for it.
And I should also speak on Petra a bit too, because maybe now's not. I'll wait till after the sport's over. Well, the first one makes more sense, so I'll go with that.
No, that is what you say when you meet the mate of your soul.
Yeah, it's when you fall for, well, like for example, Linhart and How He Tricked Lysithea, and Baltus on How He Tricked Claude, and myself on both occasions. I fell for it.
The expression is, I fell for it.
Allow me to explain.
Thank you, Professor. I finally have understanding.
I should have waited to say that when we got to that part. It would have flowed perfectly there.
Can I ask you about another word? The one that is written here.
Of course.
Is something on my face?
Well, yes, but you know. Shoot. All three of these are kind of cool, but I'll say I admire you.
Is that really what you are thinking? Or maybe you have curiosity about the mark on my face.
I remember. If this is a good time for me to say this though. If you didn't know, I showed Kuru 5. We called it, what was it? Like post-time skip evaluations? Or something like that. I'll link the video down in the description below. I would recommend watching. It's one of the funniest videos I recorded, where I showed him how everybody had grown up, and Petra was his favorite when looking at everybody pre-time skip. That didn't change post-time skip. That's all I'm gonna say. But I also showed him this support, this part right here, the mark.
You are already knowing that I am from Brigid.
Yeah.
This is a mark from Brigid. It is a prayer to the forest spirits, a prayer to be protected. Hunters ask the forest spirits to have safe and bountiful hunting. There are many spirits in Brigid. I have more marks on my arms and back.
Yep.
They are prayers for my family's health and triumph.
That's quite a thing.
Are you wanting to see them?
I mean...
That gives me happiness.
Yep.
If there is ever the chance, you will see them.
You know, I'm reminded more.
I have more marks on my arms and back. They are prayers for my family's health.
Ooh,
and
can I see them?
triumph.
Can I see?
Are you wanting to see them?
Oh yeah! Yes, sir. But she's 15. We must remember that. But yes, can I? I would love to. But she's gonna yank my chain. But I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it, man. Yes.
Oh, it gives me happiness. If there is ever the chance.
That's what I saw, bro. That's what. Reliving this support again.
I have much gratitude for you, Professor. You always listen with patience.
On how devastating it was, because of the people I lost, There were Petra. I had gotten her B rank. That.
I can read and understand the language of Foglin, but to speak it gives me difficulty.
Understandable.
I hope I will keep having your support, and I will give you my support too, with my whole heart. I have things that I cannot fail to accomplish.
Like what? Let's do our best.
Yes, we will keep walking forward.
I just realized this is our rank, like our actual rank, and yet I still got points. Has that happened in anybody else's support? I think I lost some in Manuela's actual rank. I need to look that up. Or if somebody knows, please let me know, because I'm curious about that. So what I was gonna say about Petra. Just that I felt like our connection got interrupted when I finally faced her in Edelgard's castle. It was like she had chosen a different the Petra I said it then. The Petra I wanted to save was not the Petra I fought, because that Petra would have joined my class and had supports with Claude and Ignatz, Shamir, Cyril, which I don't know if I'll be. I'm pretty sure, actually, now I'm thinking about it, there's no way I'll get Cyril's A rank if I do choose to do Edelgard's route. And same goes with, well, anywho. Now, let's finish up Ferdinand's.
That settles that. And don't even think about brawling around here again.
Impressive, Caspar. Well done.
What happened?
Hey, Ferdinand, did you see that fight?
What fight? You're in my father's office.
I saw it from start to finish. Both parties were at fault, disturbing the peace. Then you stepped in and corrected their behavior.
Oh.
You are setting a good example. I am proud to call you my fellow noble.
Your fellow noble? I wasn't even thinking about nobility. That had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, nothing? Resolving conflicts among common folk is a duty of the nobles. Is that not what you were doing?
I mean, he isn't wrong.
I guess so.
But it is true that, anybody can do that.
But it was more like instinct or something. I saw people acting out of line and I had to step in.
Ah, you were acting on impulse.
Reminds me of somebody else.
You might be better served following moral convictions rather than instincts.
You think so?
Take me, for example. I always bear in mind that I am a noble and behave accordingly. The fortunate must help the unfortunate. That is my guiding principle.
I'm reminded of that whole, looking down on others thing that Edelgard said. I don't think Ferdinand's doing that, but it does come across that way.
I never have any idea what you're talking about. If someone's in trouble, you gotta help them out. Simple as that.
Because what Casper said is a more honest truth, He's just trying to help people out.
A difference of opinion, you might say. Very well then. Believe what you will. I will not expend energy trying to change your mind.
Perhaps this is what Ferdinand actually thinks, and he'll later find his core as he grows older.
Maybe all of this noble stuff just isn't for me. Hey, don't walk away when I'm talking to you.
Now, I want to check, is that all possible C ranks between the house? Or did I miss somebody? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, even including Lysithea and Constance, all possible C ranks have been accomplished. The only one left now is Edelgard's. And she still has her C+, which I don't think anybody else is missing a C+. So, not that it matters, like there's some sort of rule that I have to, Okay. And now we move on to B's. But first, let me check something real quick. Ferdinand can get an A rank with Flame. Ferdinand actually has a lot of interesting supports. And I noticed Lawrence has supports with the other two dudes I was thinking about, Ferdinand and Sylvain. Like, when they're most concerned with being a noble? Is that fair to say? Huh. We'll see. But for now, Ferdinand and Bernie.
Bernadetta, if you have a moment, I would like to discuss what happened before.
My nemesis! The hour of fate arrives. Help!
I forgot about that, and he's at her front door.
I am not here to hurt you. You need not even open the door. Just listen to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to open the door? Is this a truce? Okay. I like truces.
Thank you. I would like to apologize for sticking my nose into your business the way I did.
Okay.
I thought you might be unhappy all cooped up in there, and that maybe I could help. But I've had time to reflect on what you said, and I realize I was mistaken.
Oh, thanks for caring, but I'm fine actually.
Is he reaching her?
I see that. I suppose that is what I'm trying to say. I should not have pushed you to do something that you did not wish to do. And for me to frighten you like that? That was unbecoming conduct for a noble.
Maybe a little bit.
Frankly, I am embarrassed by my behavior. I disgraced myself.
Like, I can tell Ferdinand has a good heart, but using it as you can tell that perhaps now being a noble is at the forefront of his mind.
As for my injury, you need not feel guilty or afraid. The sprain was a result of my own thoughtlessness, not anything you did. I have always strived to be a good person, but I suppose all that striving was for nothing. I have failed in my duty as a noble.
Ferdinand?
Yes, Bernadetta?
I don't really know much about this sort of thing, but you shouldn't say things like that about yourself. It wasn't all your fault, you know. I'm to blame too.
Huh.
I hurt you, and I'm sorry.
Whoa. That is character development.
Really, it is fine. It healed quickly.
They're having a normal conversation. Granted, there's a door between the two of them, but...
And it wasn't for nothing either.
I am not so sure.
I do like my time alone. Actually, it's more of a need.
She gonna open up?
But you're right. I also need to venture out every once in a while. Maybe if I work as hard as you do, I can try it a little more.
Yes, keep working at it. You are already much more outgoing than you used to be.
When I mess up, or even when it's just a bad day, it's hard for me to step outside. I'm too scared.
I see.
But the next day, I try again, because I know that one mistake doesn't ruin everything.
So you do know that.
So you're still... I mean, just because you... That doesn't mean... I don't know how to put it, but that's how it is. So, the end.
That works, that works.
What a graceful end to the conversation.
Yeah.
Hey! Come on, that was serious. At least I got you to laugh.
Wow. Whoa. I'm proud of both of them in that one. Alright. It's a shame we're like on, what, like, yeah, we're on chapter 4. And we haven't done the map. I've done 3 maps. And already I'm getting B ranks. Sometimes, you know, I think I should slow down. I forgot. Are we battling this? No, because there's no... I mean, yes, because there's no teaching after this. Claude's birthday. And then the right, so... Okay. What? Oh, did that just happen? I guess so. Oh, no, that's right. I was unsure of what to make Edelgard, and I'm still thinking about that. I mean, I know I'll use this class, but I don't want... I think I'm gonna make her a brigand. Why? Because... I feel like I'll need... Like, this is maddening mode. I got away with it in the Golden Deer with not having an armored knight. I'm making her a brickin'. Some reasons go beyond just the class, but for now, that's what we're gonna do.
As expected.
Okay. And then I'll worry about myself later. So, alright. Well, with that said, I am going to do these next 2 battles. I'll probably have some more supports to do when we come back. But for now, I will meet you all back. And now it is time for the question of the day. And I think 2 supports in particular stood out to me. But in honor of one of them, I'm going to ask, have you ever been to an opera? I know not every place might have an opera house. I don't think there's one near me, for example, but still, considering it's a very popular topic, we have someone who is famous for being in the opera, and I'm pretty sure she and Manuela have some stories as well. I just thought I would ask that question. So with that being said, please post your thoughts down in the comments below, and we get back to the main story next time.